Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through, just take what fits and leave what doesn't. If it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video, there's a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Aries, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. However, the tarot card of the week is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider at this time so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life. With all of that said, now let's begin tapping into the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026? One more shuffle. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, the Five of Cups. What painful situation in your life are you focused on, and what positive aspects are you not seeing? At the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. What aspect of your life needs rest and healing? Why is the Five of Cups the tarot card of the week here for the Aries collective? Let's get a better shuffle there for you. On a split, we have the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups. This could be in regards to a partnership here, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic. Tell me more about the Five of Cups here. Why is this their tarot card of the week? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Moon, we have the Death card, we have the Tower, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Wow. Underlining energy. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. And that leaves the Hierophant to the Emperor to the Ten of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. The Moon. Why is the Moon here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Moon is clarified by the Five of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. Why is the Death card here for Aries? One more shuffle. Thank you. Death card is clarified by the Hermit, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Tell me about the Tower. One more shuffle. Thank you. Tower is clarified by King of Wands, Judgment, and the Five of Cups. So what's with the Two of Pentacles then? One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Pentacles is clarified by Three of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the World card. Wow. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. This is specifically for those of you where quite recently you have received an offer or an opportunity. This offer or opportunity affects your structure or your stability, possibly even your finances. The offer directly affects some foundation here in your life. The issue you're having is that in order to move forward with whatever this communication here is, this offer, this opportunity, it requires you to end something else. Five of Pentacles, Temperance, and the Nine of Pentacles. It requires you to become single or free or independent or autonomous of something or someone else. And so I have you here assessing whether or not you want to end this in order to move towards this. For me, Queens exist in the present. They process the present. They process the past. And Kings take action. And so I have you showing up here in both feminine and masculine energies. I have you here assessing about a decision you need to make, that if you were to move forward with this, it means you have to close out this. And you would have to be the one to initiate this ending. Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the World card. And the issue that you seem to be having here is part of you really does want to end this. And I say that because in that Two of Pentacles where you're weighing the pros and cons, that Three of Cups is like, this actually could be a good idea. However, there's something here, there's like some reservation about whether or not you want to close this out. But that is very enticing to you. So the best example I can give you here is you're currently employed. You're not happy with this employer. You've received another employment opportunity. This one excites you, Knight of Wands to the Page of Wands. This seems more creative. Maybe it's a work at home opportunity. And here you're stuck in like, a brick and mortar type of building facility. This entices you. You like the idea of doing this, but you feel bad giving your notice to these people. Maybe you've been there a long time. Maybe it's a family or a generational company. So the Five of Cups card is saying, what painful situation in your life are you focused on, and what positive aspects are you not seeing? In the Monica Louvre deck, the Five of Cups is very different. 2 cups are spilled over, but 3 are standing. It's the reverse of what we typically see in tarot decks. So I almost feel like you are more focused on walking away from a partnership here. And it's like what you should be focused on is that 3 of Cups. Because it says, what painful situation in your life are you focused on? You're too focused on closing this out. What positive aspects are you not seeing? This one. So I feel like your advice here for the week is to not make any decision, because you might actually end up saying no to something that you'll regret saying no to later. So that Four of Swords card says, what aspect of your life needs rest and healing? I think you do. Because we have the Three of Swords on the wall. We have the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords is truth and clarity. But that Three of Swords is relational issues. And so I just think that there's some type of opportunity here that's been presented to you, and you need a little bit more time, because I think if you're quick to say no to it, you're going to regret saying no to it. There's also something here about you need to focus on all of the benefits or all of the positives that come with moving towards, again, using the employment, job as an example. You should think about all of those benefits. I feel like you're skipping right over the benefits because you're too focused on, but I have to let this, I have to give notice to this person. Tell me more about the opportunity here. Clarify that Page of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Page of Wands is clarified by the Sun. That's the best damn card in the deck. The King of Pentacles and the Star. Wow. Okay, bottom of the deck, Hangman. This opportunity is one that you're seeing could make you very happy, possibly even financially abundant. You're seeing this as wish fulfillment. That's why this is such a difficult decision. You don't necessarily hate whomever or whatever this is. It's just not as fulfilling or exciting as this is. So this week, your advice is try to redirect your thoughts. Instead of thinking about the Three of Swords, the partnership here, professional, platonic, or romantic, that needs to come to an end, instead, gain some clarity by focusing on all the good that is waiting for you over here. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here, please, for Aries. It's like changing your perspective. Instead of looking at the negative, look at the positive. Look at what you have to gain by moving towards that, wish fulfillment, if you will. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice, the Strength card, the Page of Swords, and the Four of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the World card in the reverse. Now, sometimes the World card in the reverse in this type of reading, it seems to me like this could be a missed opportunity. But it also could signify an obstacle or a challenge. And I feel like right now, this is saying more like you utilize your energy, utilize your courage, utilize your strength to focus on the good, Page of Swords, on this Four of Wands. Again, whatever this opportunity is, because right behind the Four of Swords here, we actually have the Four of Wands, and then we have the Ace of Cups. There's that new opportunity. Instead of focusing on the negative, because the negative will become an obstacle to you, and you might end up saying no to something that you'll later regret. It's like that could potentially become a missed opportunity. So if you don't have to make a decision this week, you don't. But if you need to make a decision this week on, again, whatever that is, then your advice here is to just focus on the good as opposed to focus on whatever it is here that you're leaving behind. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Type the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Why is the Fool card the tarot card of the week here for the Taurus collective? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the High Priestess. The underlying energy here is King of Wands, Five of Cups, Four of Swords. That leaves the Knight of Wands, Nine of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Why is the Ten of Swords here for Taurus? One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Swords is clarified by Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Page of Swords. Why is the Ten of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Ten of Wands is clarified by the Fool, the King of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Why is this here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Two of Pentacles is clarified by Temperance, the Hanged Man, and the Eight of Pentacles. And why the High Priestess here? One more shuffle. Thank you. High Priestess is clarified by Eight of Swords, the Emperor, and the Ace of Wands. I feel like I'm specifically speaking to a group of you that you are severely disappointed with someone in your life. I don't know if this is a friend or a family member or your boss or your business partner. It could be your lover. Whatever this person did to you once upon a time, you saw it as an act of betrayal. You saw it as there's no coming back from this. However, I think at some point in time, you decided, I can come back from this. We can come back from this. Okay, this boss did this to me, but I'm not going to automatically quit my job. It's like you gain some kind of clarity and you're like, nope, this is my job. I'm going to find the way to work it out with this boss. And so I think that's what you've been trying to do. Whoever this other person is, whatever that Ten of Swords was between you and them, you're making the decision here to like a clean slate. Like, I want to try a clean slate with this person. However, the clean slate has proven to be difficult. There's a lot of disappointment with this clean slate. It's like you had very good intentions here. Like, I'm opening up my heart. I want, long-term stability or long-term abundance. And this was a heavy lift for you to do with this person because of whatever transpired here between you and them once upon a time. And now this week, you seem to be contemplating, do I want to continue working on this connection or working for this person or working with this person? I feel like you're internalizing all of this with that High Priestess, the Eight of Swords, the Emperor, and the Ace of Wands. It's like this is your decision to make. I get the feeling here from you like you don't even want to discuss this with that person. So I almost get the feeling here like you had a false start with someone after some type of betrayal. The underlining energy here is a lot of remorse and regret at the thought of walking away from this person. It's like you really don't want to leave the job, or you really don't want to break up with this person, or there's a feeling here like I really don't want to do this, but I've already tried this. And although I showed up in best form and I showed up with good intentions, it hasn't panned out that way. So I think some of you are trying to figure out this week the new beginning that's happening in your life. Do you want it to be another restart with whomever this is? Or do you want to just restart fresh somewhere else with someone else? Tell me more about this here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Devil. Bottom of the deck, the Three of Wands. It's possible for you, some of you, there's some third-party involvement here or triangulation. So whether that's like your boss triangulates you by like passive-aggressively, maybe like comparing you to your coworkers or to the person who had your position before you took it over. There's something like that here happening. Now, it could be for some of you that your person has another person. I mean, I have Three Cups spilled over here. I have Three Cups standing here. I have Three Cups here. I have the Devil card. And then I have the Three of Wands. So there's triangulation here at play. And I think you're recognizing that. So whatever transpired there in the past, it seems to be repeating. And that's why you're wondering if the only way that you can actually get justice here is to take matters in your own hand and pivot in another direction. Like, do I really want to give the boss another opportunity to do that to me? Do I want to give this friend or family member or this lover another opportunity to do this to me? So there's something like that here occurring. So I think you had a false start. Things didn't pan out the way you thought that they would. And now you're wondering, do you even want to try again? And like I said, there's some type of triangulation or maybe even third party occurring here. So your tarot card for the week is the Fool card. The universe is basically source or God, whatever that deity is that, or entity is that you believe in, It's asking you this week, where's a new beginning happening in your life? Because you get to choose, Taurus, if you want to repeat a negative cycle here, or if you want to pivot and move in another direction. The underlying energy is what needs to be resolved and set right in your life. Justice card talks about balance. It's Libra energy, and Libra is the house of partnerships and marriage and relationships, even if they're not romantic in nature. So again, I don't know who that person is to you, that King of Wands, and it could be a Queen of Wands. I don't read body parts. But the universe is asking you, would you really be doing justice by yourself, for yourself, if you were to repeat another cycle with this person? Or do you acquire justice by pivoting and moving in another direction? Let's get you 3 cards of advice here for Taurus. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. 2 of Cups is in the reverse. 7 of Swords is in the reverse. And the 5 of Wands is upright. Bottom of the deck is the World card. 2 of Cups in the reverse is an unhappy union. Again, whether it's professional, platonic, or romantic. And the 7 of Swords in the reverse could talk about disappointment because, again, some truth here was brought to light about that betrayal in the past. And the 5 of Wands could talk about conflict. So it's almost like with that World card in the reverse, it would be very hard to achieve success by doing another cycle with whomever this person is, because they continue to repeat a negative cycle or a negative pattern. And you have to ask yourself, do you want to subject yourself to that conflict or to that competition? You know, there could be like a clash of egos here, but the 5 of Wands could also talk about an obstacle, and so can the World in the reverse. So just telling you, it will become increasingly more difficult. If you thought it was rough until now, it's like it can get even worse if you continue to stay in this loop. And again, I don't know what this is for you. Situation, environment, connection, professional, platonic, romantic. It could even be an investment for some of you with that 10 of Pentacles. Take it how it resonates to you. If the message, you know, if the message is hitting home for you, Taurus, you already know who or what this is. You already know that there's a negative cycle here repeating, and you already know that you need to make a decision about whether or not you want to continue existing this way with whomever or whatever this is, because it does not appear to be changing. That is what I have for you, Taurus. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It's a general collective reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't. If it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you don't know what those placements are, that's all right. I got you covered. In the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Okay, Gemini, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. However, Tarot Card of the Week reading is intended to be a message to you from Source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, now let's begin tapping into the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is their tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Page of Pentacles. What skill are you being called to develop? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Pentacles. What decision in your life are you ready to make? Okay. Why is the Page of Pentacles the tarot card of the week here for the Gemini collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What skill are you being called to develop? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Strength card, the Five of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Queen of Swords. That's you, whether you are masculine or feminine. Underlying energy here. 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, and the Emperor. And that leaves a King of Pentacles, Justice, Queen of Wands there at the bottom of the deck. 5 of Swords. Why is the 5 of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Swords is clarified by Page of Swords, Eight of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Hangman. I can't believe I'm about to say this to a Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hangman is clarified by, there's the Two of Pentacles, the Sun card, and the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. Please don't be offended when I say this to you. Keep in mind, I'm a Gemini sun sign. There's something here about diplomacy in respect to like how you communicate, how we communicate. I don't want you to think I'm pointing the finger at you. There's something here that you're desiring. It's some type of long-term goal here. It could be with a person, okay, in that Six of Cups energy, or it could just be a goal that you have had your sights on for a long time. However, there's like a communication breakdown over this. So I want to get a little bit more on this for you, but I feel like what you're being called to develop is like healing a communication wound that you have. Because I think whether this Six of Cups represents a person or a dream or a goal or a plan, it's something you've been desiring for a long time. However, you get so caught up in your head about whether or not this is a possibility or whether or not this could ever be a reality that you can get a bit cutting. It's like low vibrational, Page of Swords to the Five of Swords. When either you're talking to this person about it or you're talking about it. Like you could be speaking negatively about this dream, wish, goal person to yourself, or you've wanted this for so long that when you're talking to an individual involved in this, you get so caught up in your head that you think it's not going to work that you could lash out and be a bit aggressive. So this is asking you to see this from another perspective. If you're really desiring whatever's represented there in that Six of Cups, then the Two of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Nine of Cups, it's like, how badly do you want this? Because if you want this badly, then there's something here about compromise and diplomacy and not allowing your thoughts to get the better of you, especially the negative thoughts. Because the Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords is sort of like the devil's playground. It kind of is the lower octave of the devil. So let me get a little bit more here. Tell me about that Queen of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Swords is clarified by Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Fool. I feel like you, please don't be mad at me, you always get this close to achieving that wish, dream, goal, connection, and then something goes wrong. Something goes wrong. And from a place of pain, you say things that are a bit cutting. You say things that are a bit hot-headed. You say things that are can come across as a bit like irrational or immature. So if you're truly desiring whatever or whomever this is, this week you're being asked to develop the skill of diplomacy, compromise, and not speaking from like a place of pain or hurt or disappointment. Because what you want can be yours. This is the feeling of like you get more, you attract more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. Like this is the honey, right? The Two of Pentacles, the Sun card, the Nine of Cups, and this is the vinegar. You know, Five of Swords, Page of Swords, Eight of Swords. Tell me more about this here for Gemini. One more shuffle. Thank you. Ace of Swords, everything I said is the truth. Oh God, please don't hate me. The Fool card and Judgment. Bottom of the deck, the Ten of Pentacles. This is yours. This situation, this environment, this connection, this dream, this opportunity, this plan. However, this week something will be testing you. And the test here is how well can you communicate your desire for this or what it is that you want out of this. Instead of speaking about it from a place of pain, instead of speaking about it from a place of being a bit irrational because you allow your negative thoughts to get the better of you, how can you speak about it in a more clear way? Dare I say a more mature way? God, I hope I didn't just lose the whole Gemini collective. But we've got to keep it real here, okay? If you're really desiring whomever, whatever this is, this week there's a test. What's the test? Clarify that Three of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The test. The Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Bottom of that King of Wands. There's a discussion here happening between you and another person. It's in regards to something that you have wanted for a long time. Maybe it's this person. Maybe you've wanted them for a long time. I don't know. This can go one or two ways for you. This could end up giving you the result that you want, Ten of Pentacles. Or this could potentially end this connection or maim this connection or significantly hurt this connection. It's going to be entirely up to you in respect to how well you can communicate, and to make sure that you're not communicating from a place of pain or hurt or resentment. But yeah, there's an opportunity here. There's a conversation you're having this week. What the fallout is entirely up to you. It can give you everything you want, or it can possibly even end the connection here. So let's get you 3 cards of advice. So I would say quickly begin developing your skill of diplomacy, compromise. And it's not being manipulative to do this. It's actually being more mature. It's like a more authentic or a more mature way about speaking about maybe like a touchy subject, or maybe you are communicating to someone in regards to how they hurt you. But again, it's just making sure that you're not coming across as someone who's irrational. Please don't be mad at me. 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Let's be frank here. You and I, we can mother F people to the moon and back in like a half a second. Don't do that this week. 3 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. 2 cards came out. Page of Swords. Look at that. And the 2 of Cups is in the reverse. You will be having a discussion here with someone this week. You have the 8 of Cups. You have the Page of Pentacles. And there's that King of Wands. You're having a discussion here this week, and you're being asked to go within and ask yourself, how much do you value this connection? Or maybe it's like a shared dream or a shared goal. Because if you're waiting for it to become the 10 of Pentacles, it's not going to instantly become the 10 of Pentacles. And demanding this or giving an ultimatum on this won't bring that 10 of Pentacles, that end result to you. There's something here about communicating and being fair and being very grounded in your speech. Otherwise, you potentially have, the opportunity here to really send this off the rails. That is what I have for you. Yeah, it's not telling you to like suppress whatever you're feeling. It's just asking you to, the Page of Swords in this deck is called intellectual development. So it's just asking you to develop maybe a better way to convey what it is that you're desiring here, so you don't come across as 5 of Swords. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't. If it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, and if you're not sure what they are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Cancer, I want you to keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I already released those readings. However, tarot card of the week is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, now let's begin. Tapping into the Cancer collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I was going to say, what is the tarot card of the week for the Cancer collective? You have the 4 of Pentacles and you have the 2 of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Star. So what situation in your life are you still holding on to? And what is being closed off or blocked from your reality? And at the bottom of the deck, you have what needs to heal in order for you to realize your deepest dreams. Why is the 4 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords The tarot card of the week here for the Cancer Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Seven of Swords, the Sun, the Knight of Wands, and the Devil. Underlying energy. Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man. Why is the Seven of Swords here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Swords is clarified by Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, and Judgment. Clarify the Devil. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Devil is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Five of Cups. This could be an aspect of yourself, or it could be an actual person that you're dealing with. So take it how it resonates to you. But this is what you are desiring, the Star card. This is wish fulfillment. And I see that here, Knight of Cups to the Ace of Pentacles. You're desiring an opportunity to have a solid new beginning in something, in a situation, in an environment, in a connection, in a home, your home environment, a relationship, a friendship, a romantic partnership. This is what you're desiring. However, you haven't been able to move towards it yet, or like to claim it yet. And the reason for that is there's either an aspect of yourself where it could be like procrastination station there with the Devil to the Seven of Swords, like I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, and before you know it, you've got 365 tomorrows, an entire year has gone by. So for some of you, it's an aspect of yourself where you're not quite yet achieving that goal, because you're stuck in procrastination station. You've already decided that you want it, but you don't take any action towards it. Like you start getting excited about it, the Sun, the Knight of Wands, but then it's like full stop. Devil to the Seven of Pentacles, that Seven of Swords, it's like a full stop. So for some of you, it's an aspect of yourselves. For others of you, again, this is what you are desiring: a stable job, a living situation, financial opportunity, maybe a romantic partnership. But you're currently dealing with someone, the friend, the landlord, the family member, the lover, that's incapable of giving you that. And it's like my grandfather used to say this saying, it's trying to draw blood from a stone. It's impossible. Not almost impossible. It's impossible. I feel like if that's your message, Source is just asking you, if this is what you're desiring, then you need to be honest with yourself and say, the reason why it's blocked off is because you're holding on to this. You're holding on to someone who's not capable of giving you what it is that you desire. Or, again, a shadow aspect of yourself of maybe like, it could be nerves, it could be procrastination, it could be low self-confidence, is getting in the way of that. It's not that that's not achievable or attainable. It's actually waiting for you. You either have to get up and go towards it, or you have to move on from someone who's holding you back from the ideal friendship or job, living situation, or romantic partnership. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. Because that Five of Cups, you're not happy with this. You're either not happy with yourself because you haven't fully moved forward on that, or you're not happy with this individual. So your homework assignment this week is to be honest with yourself. What is holding you back from achieving that? 3 cards of advice here, please, for the Cancerian Collective. I'm not going to take the cards that fell face down, but I will take the ones that fell face up. Your advice: 3 of Cups in the reverse, the Lovers in the upright, 7 of Pentacles in the upright, and the Emperor in the upright. Unfortunately, this situation, or again, this aspect of yourself, the longer you hold on to it, the more delayed that Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles will be for you. Again, the new community or the new job or the new person. There's an imbalance here. Either you're not taking enough fire action to accomplish this, or you're dealing with someone here who is not on the same page as you, and you're wasting a lot of time waiting for them to do right by you. Again, you're waiting for the stone to give you blood, and it's just not capable of doing that. It wasn't made for that. So you can take control of this, but it will require you to either take action towards this or to take action to move away from this individual. That is what I have for you. And for some of you, if it's a romantic partnership, it's possible that there's third party here. So this person is not capable at this time. I'm not looking 10 years from now, right? I don't know the absolute future. But at this time, they're not capable of giving you this if there's a third party that they're giving to someone else as well. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a general collective reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't. If it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I already released those readings. However, the tarot card of the week reading is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, now let's begin tapping into the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card of the week for the Leo collective? And if you are a Leo sun sign, I'd like to wish you a very happy birthday if you're celebrating. But I guess to all Leos who are Leo sun signs at least, and celebrating your birthday in this season. Let's get one more shuffle here for you, Leo. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, the Six of Pentacles. What situation in your life needs balance? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. What situation in your life shows your greatest accomplishments? Six of Pentacles. Why is that the tarot card of the week here for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements? What situation in your life, I don't have my glasses on, what situation in your life needs balance for the Leo collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Knight of Wands, we have the Strength card, we have the Five of Wands, and we have the Devil. Underlying energy here, we have the Eight of Cups, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Why is the Knight of Wands here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands is clarified by Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Three of Cups. Five of Wands then. What is the issue here then? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ten of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Moon, and the Devil. Why is the Devil card here? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and Temperance. Bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Swords. I feel like there's an inconsistent connection here in your life. It's like one day it's solid and it's grounded, right, in that Knight of Wands. And this could be any connection, okay? It could be professional with your business partner or your boss or your colleagues or your customers. It could be platonic with your friends, your family members, acquaintances, your neighbors. And it certainly could be romantic in nature. So take it how it resonates to you. But there's a connection here and maybe for some of you it's several, I don't know, because it's a collective general reading, but I feel like one day, and I'm just going to use singular, one day this connection is grounded, Queen of Pentacles, it's balanced, Pentacle energy, there's happiness, we're rejoicing, there are things to celebrate, we're doing things, we're making memories, we make the choice to do that. So it's like with this connection, on some days the choice is made that this will be a grounded, stable, steady, vibrant, fun connection. And then it's almost like the next day, it's almost like the flip of the switch. We go from that 10 of Cups to the King of Cups, so everything is like we're feeling very emotionally good and again grounded with this connection, and suddenly we get thrown into the Moon to the 5 of Wands. There's upheaval, there's emotional dysregulation. Whatever this connection is to you, there's a toxic element to it. And I almost feel like the toxic element here is either you or the other person or people involved are not consistent. I don't feel like it's you, because I have you very strong here showing up in your major arcana card of the Strength card. So I actually feel like you try to steady the ship. You try to keep it balanced. You conform your energies to how this person or these people are reacting. And it could, like I said, could be with a multitude of connections in your life. You may find yourself in these types of connections. I always have to watch what I do or say around this boss. I have to check the temperature of this friend before I talk to them. I have to, observe my partner before maybe I bring up an uncomfortable conversation because I don't know what mood they're in this day. It gives me the feeling that you sort of walk on eggshells, or walk on eggs, not wanting to crush them, not wanting to crush the eggshells with one person or maybe several people here in your life. There's like emotional inconsistency here at play. So what situation in your life needs balance? This one, this particular connection, or again, or connections. Because again, I feel like your end goal or your desire is the 10 of Pentacles. You want emotional, maybe even financial continuity. You want this to be long-term success, long-term happiness. So if you're a cross-watcher, don't drop any hate below. I feel like you are desiring long-term success with whomever or whatever this is. And they're just not providing that. Why is that? What is this person or these people's issue? What is their issue? We'll take it. The 4 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, there's that 6 of Pentacles. Whoever this person is, they're not capable at this time. Now, I think it was Cancer. Maybe it was Cancer, Gemini. I forget now. I was saying, I'm not looking 10 years into the future. I'm just looking at this week, okay? And at least for this week, this person or these people are not capable of bringing balance or continuity to their connection with you because they're not balanced themselves. This is someone who could borderline like being a bit disgruntled at times. Sometimes they come across as stable and steady in that 4 of Pentacles. And then sometimes in that 4 of Cups, there's apathy, malaise, emotional disregard for how you feel or for what you want. 2 of Wands, I feel like this person, they could have some emotional issues here. I'm not a clinical psychologist, but there could be something here like bipolar, or maybe they're just dealing with something heavy external to you, but it affects you. You know, like the boss at work that's having a hard time with their spouse or their family, or financial issues, that are personal, but they come to work and they take it out on the employees. So for some of you, this person, it's internal to them, and for others of you, this person's having an issue external to their connection with you, which influences the way they show up for you. Either way, it's not healthy for you. Like, you are the benefactor, unfortunately, of whatever they have going on. Again, whether it's internal to them or external to them. What should Leo do about this person or these people for this week? One more shuffle. Thank you. The 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles shows itself again. Focus on you. Focus on nurturing yourself. Focus on giving yourself the balance that you need. Do something every day that resets your, because I don't know who this is for you. Maybe it's someone you can't immediately get away from, like roommates that you share space with. You can maybe relocate in the future, but you can't this week, Maybe it's the boss you can move on from and find another company, but you're not going to, quit this week and then find that new job. So whomever, whatever this is for you, at least for this week, Focus on keeping yourself well regulated. Focus on your short-term as well as your long-term goals. It's almost like saying, do not allow what this person is going through to affect you. I know that's difficult when we're looking for reciprocity, but sometimes at the end of the day, we have to give ourselves reciprocity. So find ways this week to balance yourself regardless of what is going on with this person or these people. You're the key to bringing balance into your life. Let's get 3 cards of advice here, please, for Leo. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Empress, we have the 8 of Swords, and we have the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Swords in the reverse. So whoever this person or these people are, you've seen the truth of the matter. You understand that their mood fluctuates. I think you also understand, or you should understand by now, it has nothing to do with you. So your advice for this week, instead of feeding in your head, why does this person act this way? Why do they treat me this way? Instead, let's just bypass that, because whatever they're going through is their own journey. It's their own pattern to contend with. It's their own toxic trait that they eventually will be forced to face. But this week for you, it's like, let's bypass this and let's just focus on you, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Empress is a very nurturing energy. So again, this week, focus on nurturing yourself, regulating yourself. If this is a boss, when you make sure you have some type of schedule or plan that when you get home every day after interacting with this boss, you're going to spend 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes doing something nice for you. It could be taking a walk. It could be meditating, listening to uplifting music on the way home from work. There's something like that here at play, because I feel like, again, at least for this week, you will be responsible for the regulation of you, you know, for regulating yourself and your emotions, and especially your thoughts. I wouldn't focus so much on why this person behaves this way, and instead redirect that energy to taking better care of yourself this week. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you happy birthday once again if you're a sun sign. And as always, I'm sending you light, love, and peace. Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a general collective reading. So as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't. If it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Virgo, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. However, Tarot card of the week reading is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said now, let's begin. Tapping into the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What do my mercurial cousins need to know for the week ahead? What is their tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026? I want to get one more shuffle there for you. Okay, thank you. Tarot card of the week, the Four of Cups. What offer or opportunity is being presented to you that you may not be recognizing? At the bottom of the deck, we have Three of Wands. What new phase of your life are you ready to pursue? So my Virgos appear to be closing something out here on the precipice of a new beginning. Tell me more about that Four of Cups. Why is this their tarot card of the week? I don't have my eyeglasses on, so I got to bring that closer. What offer or opportunity is being presented to you that you may not be recognizing? For Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is this their tarot card of the week? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Five of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups, and Judgment. Underlying energy, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords, Page of Wands, and that leaves a star card here at the bottom of the deck. I think you have a difficult, disappointing, that might be too light for what some of you have gone through, cycle here wrapping up. Let's do a joint clarification there. Five of Cups and the Five of Swords here for Virgo. One more shuffle. Thank you. It's like emotional manipulation. Hierophant, Knight of Cups, and the Ten of Swords, bottom of that King of Cups. I don't know who this person was to you. That Hierophant could be committed partnership, whether you were married to them or not. Could be someone that you had financial resources or material possessions or property tied up with. And that could come by, you know, family, close inner circle of friends. It certainly could extend to community groups, you know, like public organizations that you're part of, maybe even political organizations. It could also be in regards to like your career. So whether this is your own business or maybe you work with or for someone else. This was a staple in your life until one day it just wasn't. I think there was emotional manipulation here. Some head games were played, betrayal. What's interesting though, in the deck that I use for you, the 2 cups are spilled over. So this partnership is closed, okay? It's coming to an end, it's wrapping up. The 3 cups are standing, and your next card just happens to be the 3 of cups. I feel like for some of you, because you're still in the thick of this, or even if you're out of it, you're still processing it, you're over processing it. Whether the ending is occurring right now, or again, you're a little removed from it in respect to time. Like, you know, it closed out last month or 3 months ago. Healing is not linear. You don't have to just focus on this ending and process this ending before you can look forward to the good things in life as a result of this ending. Take it from me. I'm going through an ending and a new beginning right now. So, and maybe that's why I can relate to this message for you. You can process this, but you can still look forward to this, the 3 cups that are standing, whether they're currently in your life or not. Once you get through this phase, there's life, there's happiness, there's friendship, there's community. There are really some golden memories here that will be made. So your judgment call here this week is, while you're processing this ending, again, whether it just occurred or you're in the thick of it, start focusing on the good, because the good wants to come in. Start making plans, 3 of Wands, for the good. What do you want in your life after you leave this community, after this marriage ends? What do you want the next job to be like after you leave this one? So it's just telling you to, like, you can pivot some energy, okay, towards the good. Start planning the good. Start looking forward to the good here. It's like you can do both in that Queen of Swords energy. You can move through this, and I think there's a lot of aggression here. In the deck I use for you, the Knight of Swords, pretty aggressive. I think you can do both. I think you can certainly process all the emotions with what is occurring here, but still look forward to the good stuff that's on its way. Now, for some of you, it's possible that the connection with this person is not over. Okay, it's just you're looking for ways to maybe heal this connection with this person. Again, you can rehabilitate the connection while still healing what transpired between you and them. You don't have to wrap this up emotionally and psychologically before you start having some good experiences with this person. So take it how it resonates. Some of you are, you know, reconciling with this person. Some of you have chosen not to do that. Both groups are being asked to start making some plans. That judgment call to the 3 of Cups. Find something new or exciting you can do this week that's within your budget. Even if you're booking a trip now or buying the movie ticket now, but it's not until next Saturday or it's not for a few months away, at least start looking for some new things to do now that this cycle is wrapping up. Or again, if you're staying in it, look for some new ways on how to improve the situation while you're still processing that ending. Anything else that they need to know about? One more shuffle. Thank you. That 5 of Wands, that conflict, Queen of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. Yeah, you can do both. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups, Ace of Cups. You can do both. You can process the emotional loss, and you can look forward to the new beginning. Like you're fully capable of doing both. There's also something here. Some of you may feel guilty. Some of you may feel guilty, like, oh, I'm going through a divorce and I feel bad. My spouse is home crying. I'm in a new location and I'm making plans to go to the beach, or I'm making plans to go out to dinner with friends. Again, I would not feel guilty, but you can do both. You can have empathy for that person, that the situation with them has ended or is wrapped up, but you can, again, still connect with your friends to inject some happiness into your life. So for those of you where there's a guilt factor here, again, I feel like you can do both. And I don't feel like guilt over an ending should stifle you from finding some new ways to bring some joy into your life. that person has the ability to bring joy into their life as well. If they're choosing not to do that, that's their decision at this time. You shouldn't feel guilty about that. Let's get you 3 cards of advice here for the week ahead, please, for my Virgos. Let's get 3 cards for those of you where this is ending or has ended and this person is not part of your next chapter. 3 cards for that group 1 where this person is not part of their next chapter. One more shuffle. Thank you. Okay, we'll take it. Your advice. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Wands, so they're not moving forward with you. 3 of Wands is in the reverse, so you have a new beginning here. Ace of Wands without this person. 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Again, you can open up your heart to something new. It doesn't mean you go from one romantic partnership into another, but you could find ways to have fun with your friends, within your local community, even if it's something that you're doing on your own. Like, I feel like it will help to emotionally stabilize you to do that in the face of this ending. For those of you where the difficult chapter with this person is closing out and they're still in your life, like you're both choosing to still stay in one another's lives. Can I get 3 cards of advice for that, please? One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hanged Man, the 7 of Swords in the reverse, and the King of Swords. Bottom of deck, the Hermit. So, again, there's something here of whatever occurred back there was brought to light. 7 of Swords is in the reverse. You see the truth of the matter now. The Hanged Man is to try to find the wisdom. I know that's difficult to do, but try to see the wisdom or, you know, what occurred back there. Sometimes we have to see it from the other person's perspective, especially if we're looking to reconcile with them. So why did they behave that way? Sometimes we play a part or a role. We have to be honest with ourselves that we maybe contributed to that happening. I'm not blaming you for child molestation and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that shit. That's evil shit. I would never forgive anyone who did that. I'm talking about you had, you know, a conversation with someone and it just devolved and the two of you said some truths, but you said them in an unkind way and it hurt the connection. And now you're looking to salvage the friendship or salvage the romantic partnership. Again, it's just saying, maybe see it from their perspective, see the wisdom that came from that, take it as a learning experience so you can process all of that internally, the Hermit, and then the 8 of Wands to the Lovers, you can choose to move forward. Again, Page of Wands, how do I bring some excitement or creativity or maybe even passion into the connection, since I do at the end of the day want to heal it with this person. That is what I have for you, Virgo, for the week ahead. You've got an opportunity here for happiness and joy, whether this person is staying in your life or not. And this week the universe is asking you to seek out that joy because you deserve it. That's what I have for you. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a general collective reading. So as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. So Libra, your ruling planet of Venus is now in your sign, so you should be feeling a lot better, a lot more stable, and the connections in your life should be, the good ones are strengthening and the negative ones are starting to leave, so that's definitely a good thing. Keep in mind, Libra, for this reading, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I've already released those readings. However, tarot card of the week is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, now let's begin tapping into the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card of the week here for the Libra collective for the week of August 16th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Wands, my darling. What passionate new beginning is coming into your life? New chapter here for you. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. What aspect of your life needs rest and healing? Okay. Ace of Wands. Why is the Ace of Wands the tarot card of the week here for the Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What passionate new beginning is coming into your life? Could be in regards to career and finance, love and romance, or some other creative endeavor. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Libra, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Sun, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the wheel spins in your favor. Bottom of the deck, underlying energy, Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. All right, let's begin to clarify. Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here? Let me do a joint clarification here. Five of Cups and Queen of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hermit, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, there's your Ace of Wands. So you have a new beginning here with someone in your life. Could be two people for some of you. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I don't read body parts. I just see here the ability for you to connect with an individual here. Or again, like I said, maybe for some of you, it's a couple of people. This person or these people, and to keep it simple for you, I'm going to stick to singular. Just keep in mind it could be two people. This is an individual. I feel like they're very wise. This is a very learned, a very like experienced individual, regardless of their age. There's a lot of wisdom behind them. This is someone who's emotionally, they could be an empath. I feel like they're emotionally balanced, emotionally secure. This is also someone who has the ability to create their own wealth. Okay, this is no slouch in terms of this energy. And you have the ability here to do something with this person. Now, this is the phallic symbol, so maybe for some of you, this is heading into the bedroom. For others of you, it's a creative endeavor, maybe even the launch of a business or the expanding of a current enterprise. The Sun card, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm not even going to clarify these for you. You have two of the best cards in the major arcana portion of tarot right here. This is good luck, good fortune, emotional as well as financial stability. So maybe coming out of a rocky time there in the Five of Cups, and something new here is brewing for you. The universe is saying, don't sabotage this opportunity. Do it. Do it differently. All right, just do it. I don't know what that means. Just do it. Just do it differently. Okay. Tell me more about that. Three of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. I want to know why the Seven of Swords is there. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Moon, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So there's something here about doing it differently. So let's say this is your current romantic partnership. Your partner is balanced and they're stable and they're secure and they're all those great things. But there have been some hiccups here in that Five of Cups, some disappointing experiences that you've had with this person, but you value them. You want the wheel to move forward, meaning you want life to continue with this person in your life. In order for you to have the passionate new beginning with this, existing romantic partner, you might have to take a different approach to this relationship. Again, maybe in the past it was just stable and structured and very routine, and we have breakfast at this time and lunch at this time, and I go to work and you cut the grass, or whatever your responsibilities or duties are. But maybe this time we need to have some passionate weekend getaways together or some romantic dinners. Maybe we have to bring back the spark and the romance into the relationship. Maybe after a pause of Four of Swords, like, again, nothing happening and everything just being routine. So if you're looking to inject, no pun, maybe a pun there intended. If you want to inject some romance into the current connection, you'll need to do it differently. If this is an entirely new romantic connection, there's something here about you have amazing potential with this new romantic partner, but it will require you to show up differently than you have in your past relationships. Again, maybe in your past relationships, everything was about routine and work and structure, or pendulum could have swung the other way and it was all about just Three of Cups, going out and partying and having fun. This time around, it's like we can do it differently. We can have structure and we can have balance, but we can have fun and romance and romantic connection. For those of you who are business owners, your business is changing. It could be your product, your service. You might be considering here partnering up with a person or people to take them on as business partners. But there's something here, if you are launching this business, Okay, if this is new, you're starting from scratch, there's something here about doing it differently than the competition. Don't look at the competition and say, oh, they've done ABC and they've amassed all of this success, so all I have to do is duplicate them. No, I think Seven of Swords, you will be sabotaging the growth of this new business. You're going to get to that peak of the Four of Pentacles. You're never going to hit the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate abundance in a career endeavor, in a financial endeavor. If you're an existing business, something here could be changing, like I was just saying before. You're changing up your service, you're changing up the product. Maybe the people now drawn to your service or product are changing. You could be hitting some new demographics in terms of age. You'll need to think outside of the box and introduce some new things. So maybe you are a candle provider, and the type of candle that you have always manufactured, there's some component where it's no longer being made by the manufacturer. Now you have to change up the product. There's something here. Don't look so much to see what the competitors are doing. Think outside of the box when it comes to creating a new candle line. So something could be like phasing out of the business, either by force or by choice. Again, it would be your choice to not do it, or you could be forced because, again, maybe the supplier is no longer providing that product. But again, don't look so much to see what's everyone else in that Three of Cups, like your community of peers, what they're doing, because I feel like Seven of Swords, Four of Pentacles, you would be sabotaging your growth. Instead, think outside of the box. And if you're bringing on business partners, there's something here about being open to how they do things. They might have a completely different approach than you. You might be more grounded and just focused on the goal, focused on like the money, but they may have some new creative ideas that actually will enhance that. So I would be open to that at this time. You got a whirlwind of information there. You got everything from sex to money to business. So take the ones that resonate, leave the ones that don't. But regardless of what camp or what group you're in there, you have a new beginning. This is your week to seize it. Think outside the box. Do it differently than you've done it in the past, or do it differently than your peers or your colleagues or your competitors are doing it. And you're almost guaranteed success here. So that's what you should focus on. Doing it differently. Whatever it is for you, doing it differently. And look, if we're talking about stuff in the bedroom, maybe you got to take it out of the bedroom. Knight of Wands, King of Wands. Maybe you got to try the living room. You know, maybe you got to try something else. Again, just to spice things up a bit. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here for my Libras. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice: 2 of Wands, Judgment, and the 6 of Wands. You can't go wrong this week. 9 of Pentacles is in the reverse here. This is being irrational. Okay, this is, I got to stay in this. This is conformity. This is the way I've always done relationships, or I've always done this relationship, or I've always done business partnership, or I've always run this business. This is no bueno. Okay, this is being too dependent on the past and not being creative, not being explorative, not being expansive when it comes to your view or your opinion of something. Sometimes this lends to personal insecurity. So I'm afraid to change things up because you're insecure about yourself. And if that's your message, then you're going to have to work on healing that insecurity wound that you have. If that's not your main message, your advice here, 2 of Wands, you have a choice. You can continue doing whatever this is, blank, the same way you've always done it, or judgment call. You can decide to do it differently. You got all, wands here, so I love this for you. So if you do it differently, you change up the model, you change up the service, you're open to hearing, what maybe this partner or your boss or maybe new people on your work team have to say. You have success changing things up in the relationship. And again, there's definitely something here about don't look at what the competition is doing. Even when it comes to your romantic partnerships, don't look on how, well, this is how Bob and Sally get along, and this is how Jeff and Jane do their marriage. You're not Bob and Sally, you're not Jeff and Jane, you're you and your partner. So again, come up with some new creative ways, whether this is career and finance, love and romance, or some other creative endeavor, and you will have the upper hand here. There's social recognition in the 6 of Wands. There is some fame, there's attention, and there's definitely something here about victory and success. But again, for this week, think of some new ways on how to do it differently, and then just do it. That's what I have for you, Libra, for the week ahead. If you like that message and it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that, and don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a general collective reading. So as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Scorpio, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. However, Tarot card of the week is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said now, let's begin tapping into the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Moon babies, Rising, as well as Venus. What is the tarot card of the week here for the Scorpio collective for the week of August 16th, 2026? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Tarot card of the week, the Hermit. What situation in your life is asking you to look within? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Swords. What is being closed off or blocked from your reality? Okay. The Hermit. Why is the Hermit the tarot card of the week here for the Scorpio collective? You could be dealing with a Virgo. Maybe you have some high Virgo placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Why is the Hermit their tarot card of the week? What situation in your life is asking you to look within? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Seven of Cups. We have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Ace of Swords. Underlying energy here. Wheel of Fortune. The Sun. There's that Two of Swords again. Let me get a couple more cards on the table, but I feel like you're blocking a path forward in a particular direction that could actually be very like fortuitous for you. Wheel of Fortune to the Sun card. I used an entirely different deck, and that's what Libra had as their outcome. I think it was Libra, yeah. So it could have been Virgo. No, it was Libra. But you're blocking it. You're blocking it, or you can't see it. Ace of Cups. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. Tell me about that Ace of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and Justice. I want to do a joint here. Seven of Cups to the Nine of Swords, because I feel your block is your mind here. Clarify Seven of Cups and the Nine of Swords here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Four of Pentacles, yes. Ten of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Oh my God. Bottom of the deck, the Devil. This is the Devil's playground here. Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, and we got the Devil at the bottom of the deck. There's something here. What is that saying? If you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can. I know I totally botched that up, but this is basically your thoughts are becoming your reality. There's something here that you want. Situation, environment, connection, creative endeavor. Could be relocation with that Sun card because it's galloping on a horse here. Whatever this is for you, you have already identified it that this would make you very happy. This would make you very happy. And then you block it, consciously or subconsciously, because as much as you want this, whatever this Ace of Cups is, you think that, you know, it'll bring stability to your life, whether that's emotional or financial. Maybe it's both. You feel like it would be something new and fresh and exciting and balanced. And we got Venusian energy with Justice. That's Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. So you have identified whatever this is as the golden ticket, if you will. Okay, big rock candy mountain, if you will. And then you start getting caught in this paralyzing rope-a-dope, if you will, with your mind. It's like your intuition is saying, this is going to be effing great. Let's do it, or let's move towards it, or let's open up energetically to it, or let's open up our heart space to it. And then your mind is like, what if it doesn't work? What if it's a failure? What if I get denied? What if I get rejected? What if I do? And you're living in the negative what ifs, and you're basically killing your Ten of Cups before it even has a chance to get to you, because you're ruminating on something here, like all the negative aspects. So let's say you're single, Ace of Cups, and you want to open up your heart to love. Maybe you're in a partnership and you've had some difficulty, but you want to reconnect with your person or bridge the distance between the two of you and strengthen the connection. Again, you see this person as your everything, or you would like to meet a person who, you know, is your everything. And when I say everything, I mean someone who will make you very emotionally content and build a life with you. And then you get caught in your head, what if I put myself out there and I get rejected? What if I just meet another jerk, or I just meet another jackass, you know, or what if I try to connect with this person and they hurt me again like they hurt me in the past? All those negatives are stopping you from meeting the person or bridging the gap between this person or warming up to this person, you know, reconnecting with them. The devil's got control of your thoughts when it comes to whatever or whomever this is. And same thing holds true, like to learn something new, to go back to school. It's all, but I'm too old, or what if I fail the course you haven't even registered for and you're already considering failing it? You know, you're already contemplating, what if I fail it? What if I'm not accepted? I want to buy my own house, but oh, then I got to get a mortgage. What if I don't get before you even do anything, you're already saying you're not going to be accepted, you know? So this week, Source is asking you if the one thing that you're truly desiring, that you truly want to go after, again, situation, environment, connection, whatever it is, a business, learning something new, maybe expanding your current business, get control of your thoughts, because your thoughts are becoming your reality, and you are allowing the devil to take control of your thoughts. And there's just something here of like recognizing it, going inside and saying, yeah, I am, when it comes to this one thing, I am approaching it energetically from a very negative mindset. And it's either delaying you from doing this, or while you're in the middle of doing it, it's like preventing you from fully opening up to the possibility that this might actually end up being the best fucking thing ever. Tell me about the Ace of Swords, because that's seeing it clearly going, oh yeah, it's me. The reason why I'm not pursuing this or fully engaged in this is because I'm killing this before it even has a chance to materialize. I'm already saying this person's going to hurt me before I even give them a chance. You know, oh, I want to learn tarot, but I'm never even going to pick up a deck to learn one card, because what if I don't get it right? Well, but what if you do? What if it ends up changing your life? So the negative thoughts are either preventing you from doing this at all, or you're in the middle of this, again, whatever it is, situation, environment, or connection, but you're not fully open to it because you keep bracing for a worst case scenario. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Swords, clarified by Nine of Cups, the High Priestess, and there's that devil again. Son of a bitch. Bottom of the deck, Six of Cups. I think this has been something you have been contending with for a while. In that Six of Cups card, it's almost like I know what I want. So it's just seeing it clearly. It's seeing it clearly that you are choosing to trust the devil instead of your intuition. You're deciding to choose all of the negative what ifs instead of choosing your intuition, your knowledge. Not your fears, not your doubts, not your insecurities, your gut instinct. You're one of the most intuitive signs in tarot, and yet you're allowing this bitch right here sorry, you're allowing this right here to override that. And it's just seeing it clearly that maybe this is yours already, or you know, it's on its way to you, and maybe the only thing blocking it and them are your negative thoughts about it. If you have a good relationship with your intuition, then you can open up to almost anything or anyone, because you're going to trust yourself. You don't have to trust whomever, whatever this is. If you're launching a business, you don't have to trust that every single person who comes across your product or your service is going to buy whatever it is that you're selling. But you can trust your intuition. You don't have to trust the customer base, but you could trust your intuition. You'll know how it's going. And if your gut says, you know what, we got to tweak marketing or advertising, or change the label on a product, or change up the service that you provide, just follow your intuition. But you're never going to launch the business if you allow this to say no one's ever going to buy your freaking product or service. If you want this relationship to work, then trust your intuition. This person may hurt you. They may hurt you again. They may never hurt you again. You know, maybe it's a brand new person and you're judging them based on what someone in the past did. You don't have to trust the person 100%, but trust your intuition. And then when you see a red flag, you point it out and you address it. But the answer isn't to never give this person a chance, regardless if it's someone in your life or someone new that you want to enter your life, because that'll just keep you stuck and blocked from the one thing that you really want. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. So this week, take control of your thoughts and start trusting your intuition more. And you can do some internet searches to find out some practices that will work best for you on how you can develop a better relationship with your intuition. So when this bitch comes along, you're like, yeah, I'm not listening to you. I'm trusting my gut on this. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice for the week. 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Emperor. You need to take control of your thoughts. 4 of Wands. That's your victory. That's your success. This is irrational fear. This is confusion. You know, this is insecurity. This is difficulty opening yourself up to something new because you're always thinking worst case, you know, worst case scenario here. The project will get canceled. The business won't launch. The person won't like me. They're going to hurt me again. This screams of loss, and this is tied to this. So your advice this week is to take control of your thoughts, Emperor energy, and build a better relationship with your intuition. And I think what you want comes in a lot quicker than you realize. And again, just trust yourself then moving forward. But get rid of this. This is ruining something really good here for you. That's what I have for you. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, my love, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I already released those readings. However, tarot card of the week is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said, now let's begin tapping into the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is their tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026? What is their tarot card of the week? One more shuffle. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, the Hermit. Who else had the Hermit? What situation in your life is asking you to look within? I think Scorpio had that. At the bottom of the deck, you have Queen of Pentacles. What situation in your life has value? Okay, the Hermit. Tell me why the Hermit is the tarot card of the week here for the Sagittarius collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What situation in your life is asking you to look within? One more shuffle here. Thank you. I get this for you a lot. Some of you you're either dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or you have a lot of earth in your chart. So let's see where we go with this. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Wands. We have the Phoenix. Your deck is the only deck that has this card, as well as the Celestial Weaver in this deck. And then you have the 8 of Pentacles. The underlining energy here is the Strength card, the Ace of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here for Sag this week? Okay. The 4 of Pentacles wanted to show itself. One more shuffle. Okay, thank you. The Tower fell out of the deck. And the 8 of Swords. Why the 10 of Wands? One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Wands is clarified by 5 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Why the Phoenix? One more shuffle. Thank you. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Why is the 8 of Pentacles here? One more shuffle. Thank you. This is clarified by the 6 of Swords, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. Bottom of deck, 6 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the 4 of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 8 of Swords. I feel like there's something in your life, situation, environment, or connection. It offers your life stability, but only up to a certain point. 4 of Pentacles. Like, it's a job you can count on. It'll always be there. You get your paycheck every week or every other week, but you're restricted. Again, it offers your life stability, but there's no more growth. There's no more, maybe it's a small company. There's no other place for you to, elevate to be promoted to. Maybe it's just like you and the owner, or it's a larger company, but you've gone as far as you can with that position or with that department. I feel restrictive energy here. Like, yes, it's structured and it's stable, but it can't go beyond that. Same thing if this is a relationship with a friend or a family member, or a romantic partner. It could be in regards to housing. We have to keep in mind it's a collective general reading. So again, you have an apartment, you could fix it up. There's only so much you can do to an apartment. You can't treat it like it's a home. You can't just pave the driveway or put an in-ground pool in the backyard, So there's something here in your life, situation, environment, connection. It offers you a level of structure and stability, and it's consistent in that Knight of Pentacles. Like, again, it's dependable, but you seem to be very much up in your head, like, is this all there is? Should I move on? Should I find another job? Should I, find another place to live? Has this relationship, whomever this person is, has it gone as far as it can go? The 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is clarified by the 5 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Swords. If this is your message, you have been going back and forth for a good minute, and for others of you, up to 2 years. Like, do I really walk away from this job, this, again, situation, this environment, this connection? The Phoenix here says, within you that you can rise up from this, right? The Phoenix is rising up from the ashes. So there's a part of you that knows, I am capable of completely moving on from this and rebuilding my life, of finding another job, finding another place where to live. There's a part of you that knows this may be stuck, but I'm not stuck. I know I can do better. I know that I can find better. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. So the feeling here is, I know I can do better, but I'm having a little bit of resistance moving on from this because, again, it's structured and it's stable. So the 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, the Empress, and the Ace of Swords. I feel like this week, universe, source, God, whomever, whatever it is that you believe in, it's asking you to go within and to just speak the truth to yourself when it concerns this, situation, environment, or connection. Is it best for you to move on from it? There's also something here about you seeing your intrinsic value, that you are fully capable of doing better for yourself than this. Like, you're the Empress, whether you're masculine or feminine. It's almost like having the Midas touch. Anything that you put your effort or your time or your love or your talent into will blossom and bloom as long as you continue to nurture it. So there's something here about just going within and having an honest conversation with yourself. You've given the best of you to this, and it's not working. And is it maybe time to pivot and give the best of you into something else that will maybe give you the reciprocity you're looking for, or the return on investment that you're looking for, or the growth or the expansion or the love and respect that you're looking for? You have the Strength card, the Ace of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. There's a new path, there's a new job, there's a new living situation, there's a new friendship, a friend who becomes like a family member, like if this is maybe like a toxic family member. There's a new love partner. It's sort of waiting there for you. However, this can't come in as long as you're holding on to this. So basically this week, that Hermit to the Queen of Pentacles, it's saying what situation, this one, is asking you to look within, and what situation in your life has value to you. This has value, but it's capped. And you just have to ask yourself, is that good enough? If you woke up 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, because I don't know how old you are, maybe you're in your 20s, and you were still with this friend, still living in this place, or still with this romantic partner, you know what I mean? Still in this location or still in this job, and nothing has changed. It is still the Four of Pentacles. Would you be happy? Could you look back at your life and go, yeah, I did the right thing, I stayed in that? Or will you have some regrets that you didn't have the courage or the strength here to move towards that new beginning? I know it's a big question, and it's not asking you to move on it this week. It's not telling you to take action this week. It's just telling you to go within and ask yourself, if nothing changed here, when you get to that end of the line, and you do a life in review like we all do, and a lot of us do that throughout the course of our lifetime, not just like when we're on our deathbed, but is there a point in time where you would look back and regret staying in this? And if you're yes or a maybe, that's your answer, because this should be an absolute, and right now it's not. For some of you, it is a person in that Six of Cups. And again, it could be the boss, the business partner, the friend, the family member. It could be your community, right? These could be your neighbors. But it's, again, if nothing changed, would you want to wake up 5 years, 10 years, 30 years from now and still have these people as your neighbors? So that's your little homework assignment here for this week. And it's just telling you to go within here, because the Eight of Pentacles is a card of self-mastery, and this person is alone here. So it's just telling you, like, to go within and have an honest conversation with yourself. Because this is a heavy lift, Ten of Wands, for you to maintain. And is that something you could continue doing indefinitely? Tell me more about that Ten of Wands. I feel like this is so heavy for you. One more shuffle. Thank you. Okay. The Celestial Weaver. That's the only, your deck is the only one that has that other card. I was just saying that. The Two of Wands and the Six of Cups. There's that person again. So bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. So I feel like it's a heavy lift for you because you keep trying to invent new ways or come up with new creative ways, right? The Celestial Weaver. It's like, I keep trying to work with this person or work with the energies or work with God or, you know, the universe to try to like reinvent this. You know, I go to work every day with a better attitude, or I look for ways to, you know, deal with this person, or... But you're at a crossroads here in the Two of Wands. How many more times can you continue to do this? Who's on the other end of this? What is their energy? Why are they making this so difficult for you? One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Sun, Leo, the Four of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and then the Fool card. So I'm asking, why does this person make this so difficult for you? The first thing I noticed in the Sun card was someone is substantially taller than the other person. So is it that this person, like, you share house and home with them, and that's what makes it difficult for you? Or you're romantically linked to them with that Queen of Cups? Or are they holding something over your head? Like, you know, you share residence with this person, and you're, you know you're capable of living on your own, but you're worried about living on your own. Tell me more about why this person makes it difficult. Or like if it's a boss, it's like, you know that you can find a better job. Why is this person, that they're using house, home, structure, and your feelings? Because I'm asking, why is this person making this difficult for you? So they're tied to your structure, your stability, your house, your home, your family. Some of you are married to them. Your feelings are involved. That's why it's difficult. Like, you like the job, but you hate the boss type of thing. Or you like the customers, but you don't like your coworkers. You like your house, but you don't like your neighbors. That's why it's difficult for you. Tell me more about that other energy. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Two of Swords. You have the Queen of Pentacles. That's down here as well. And you have the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. That's a lot of queens in this person's energy. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of third party. I mean, that might be there for some of you, where the reason why it's difficult is because, like, if it's a romantic partner, you love this partner, but they're undecided. They have one or two other options here. If this is a boss, this is someone that, like, you, again, you depend on that paycheck. You might really like your employees or what you do, you know, your coworkers or your customers or what you do, but you don't necessarily like them. But you're emotionally invested. That's why this is so difficult for you. So now that makes sense to me. So again, I like the apartment, but there's only so much I can do here. I like the community, but I don't particularly like my next door neighbors. You know what I mean? That's the feeling. That's why it's difficult for you, because there is an aspect of it that you like or you admire or that you even love. But is that good enough? Is that good enough? Because whomever this is, they're not putting in the same effort as you are or the same reciprocity as you are. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 7 of Pentacles. There's that 5 of Pentacles again. Wow, the Hierophant is in the reverse. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Hierophant in the reverse, and now we're looking at this in terms of advice, but the Hierophant in the reverse would be someone who could be overly critical of you. It could be someone who lacks spirituality or growth. It could be someone who at times is like illogical. It's someone who's superstitious but not spiritual. You know, it's like the person like, can't walk under a ladder, you know, it's bad luck. That type of thing. And not that there's anything wrong with it, but they might not be spiritually aligned with you or the direction you're going in. This could be someone who's very narrow-minded and very authoritarian. But in terms of your advice, it's telling you to think long and hard. 7 of Pentacles. Because I see here, you know, there are 6 Pentacles on the bush. So you have spent considerable amount of time or love or money, patience even, talent, invested, skill, you know, knowledge, experience. If this is work, you have invested in this. But you have an Ace of Pentacles at your feet here. And you have to decide, do you want to keep investing in whatever this is? Because you're clearly investing more. Like you've already put in 6 Pentacles. You're only getting 5. So you're left feeling, you know, negative. You're left feeling out in the cold. You're left not receiving the money that you should, or the attention or the love or the affection that you're receiving. You know, you're fixing up the apartment. Meanwhile, the landlord doesn't do the regular routine, you know, pest control. Like whoever this other person is, they're not pulling their weight here. And they could be a bit of an authoritarian, like very narrow-minded and very controlling. So this is just asking you this week in terms of advice to really give considerable thought. Do you want to do another cycle, Wheel of Fortune, with this? 2 of Swords, that's your decision. So before you can even move on from whomever, whatever this is, you first have to ask yourself, is this worth the investment? And if you were to wake up years down the line and nothing changed here, would you regret that you stayed? Or would you be proud of yourself for moving on? That is what I have for you. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, Capricorn, keep in mind, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. However, Tarot card of the week reading is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all that said, now let's begin tapping into the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the Tarot card of the week here for the Capricorn collective for the week of August 16th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, the Wheel of Fortune. What changes are entering your life and how are they a part of your destiny? The bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. What situation in your life has value? Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Wheel of Fortune the tarot card of the week here for the Capricorn collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What changes are entering your life, and how are they a part of your destiny? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Judgment, 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, the Death card. Underlying energy here, 7 of Wands, Page of Wands, and the Moon. Queen of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Judgment. Why is the Judgment card here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment, clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 3 of Pentacles. 5 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. I get the feeling you're nervous. 5 of Wands, clarified by 4 of Swords, 3 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. 6 of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Page of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the 6 of Cups, and the Death card. This must be the change here then. One more shuffle. Thank you. Death card is clarified by Knight of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and the Hangman. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Wands. I feel like I'm speaking to a group of you. You've made the judgment call to open up your heart in a particular direction. Now, this could be with someone that you're already in a relationship with, or you're single and you're like, hey, universe, I'm ready to open up my heart and receive, you know, a person, right? Meet a person, date a person, see if I can establish a life with this person. So for some of you, this person is in your life already. And for others of you, you're single. And if we're not looking at this from love, this is you're already at work in that Hierophant, because the Hierophant could be a company or corporation you work for. And there's something here of like, you go to work every day, 3 of Pentacles, you're a team player, but you're not very vulnerable, like emotionally vulnerable with your coworkers. Like maybe you don't go out to lunch with them, or you don't see them off hours. So take it how it resonates to you. Whether this 6 of Cups person, this person here, is, you know, a professional, platonic, or romantic connection, because maybe for some of you it's a friend or a friend group. There's something here where you've made the judgment call to open up your heart, but you're doing it with hesitation. Because that 5 of Wands is clarified by the 4 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. It's giving me a nervous feeling. Like, have you ever, like the first day that, you know, the first day of summer type of thing, and you're standing in front of the pool, or you're standing like on the shore of the lake or the beach, and you want to go in the water. you know it would be refreshing to go into the water, but at the same time you're like, I don't know if it's too cold, right? So there's that, like, there's a hesitation here. It's like, I do want to open up, I do want to be emotionally vulnerable, but look at the side eye. The 3 of Wands is like, I want to move forward with this. And then that 7 of Pentacles is like, but it's the hesitation before the jump. It's the hesitation before going into the lake or the creek, or the, you know what I mean, the pool, the ocean. That's the feeling it's giving me. Like, I think once I'm in it and it feels good, 6 of Wands, I'm going to feel victorious here. But I'm not sure, 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups, just because the temperature outside is nice and hot. I don't know the temperature of the water. I'm a bit confused in that 7 of Cups. So you have the opportunity here to transform this part of yourself, because you can't transform another person, right? Everyone's on their own path, their own journey. But you can transform this. Instead of being so, I don't know, I want to go in the water, right? All 3 of these cards show water, interestingly enough. So it's like, I want to go in, but I don't know. The Page of Wands is at the beach. The Moon speaks about our emotions, our water. The 7 of Wands has water here in the back. So it's almost like, I want to feel this, but I don't want to feel this. I want to jump in the pool, but I don't want to jump in the pool. It could be that this person, like if we're talking about someone who's already existing in your life, it's possible either they or someone prior hurt you, because what precedes that 4 of Swords is the 3 of Swords. So maybe this person did it, maybe someone else did it. So I could be speaking to a Capricorn where you're in a relationship with someone who's hurt you, and you'd like to be emotionally vulnerable with them again, but you're nervous. You know, you want to heal the connection, but you don't know if you can trust this person with your heart again. Or you're in a relationship and maybe you were divorced already, or, you know, you just dated a string of people that broke your heart and you're like, I really like this person, but I don't know if I can be, you know, that I just shuffled your deck there, but we had the Page of Wands, so I'm the Ace of Wands, so it's almost like I can be physically vulnerable, or creatively vulnerable. I can go to work and be creative with my coworkers, but oh, I don't know if I want to invite them, you know, for drinks on a Friday after work. I can have sex with this person, I can be intimate, but I don't know if I can be emotional. I don't know if I can trust them emotionally. Anything else Capricorn needs to know about this? Because I think the key here is, regardless of what happens with the person or the people involved here, what changes for you, or what you have within your control to change, is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Allowing yourself to feel that again, to feel the creativity, to feel the passion, to feel the love, just to feel that heart-based connection with someone. Whether it ends up being the happily ever after work environment, or marital relationship, or romantic partnership or not, I don't think closing yourself off to feeling is the answer here. And I think that's what this is trying to say. Like, you can hold your ground, Queen of Pentacles, and you can still stay grounded. But you can change your ability to be a little bit more vulnerable and trust yourself. You don't have to trust the other person with your vulnerability, but you can trust yourself to regulate it, to control it. Anything else they need to know? One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Lovers. I mean, it's your choice. Over the course of the next 8 days, you will have the opportunity to be a little bit more Queen of Cups, a little bit more emotionally expressive towards someone, or a little bit more emotionally vulnerable. And again, it could be with a friend group or family. It could even be your neighbors. Maybe you like your neighbors, but you sort of keep them, you know, at a distance. Over the course of the next 8 days, you have the opportunity. Maybe the next time you're on the porch and they're outside, you made some lemonade and you want to call them over and see if they'd like a glass. So, or maybe you grow tomatoes in your garden and you have some extra tomatoes and you could bring them over. That would be being emotionally expressive. That actually is being vulnerable. So there's something like that here at play. You'll have the opportunity over the course of the next 8 days to open up a little bit more emotionally towards someone, and we can take it from the Knight of Cups to the Queen of Cups. But again, it's your choice. But that's that's the change here that's occurring for you. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice here, please, for Capricorn. Okay, so I went to shuffle and your cards just like flew out of my hand, like literally like 3/4 of the deck. So I get the feeling you're a little nervous to do this. 3 cards of advice here, please, for Capricorn. You're cute. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 2 of Cups is in the reverse. 10 of Cups. Ace of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Swords. Yeah, either this person hurt you or someone prior to them hurt you. And look, it could be you have a friend in your life, but you keep them at arm's length. You know, you go to the movies, you hang out, maybe you go to the bar, but you're not really welcoming them into your life on an emotional level because you had a friend once upon a time and really screwed you over. So whether it is this person or these people or someone entirely new, your advice here this week is to not allow what occurred in the connection once upon a time, again, either with this person, these people, or other people prior to them. Don't allow that to stop you from having a new, creative, passionate, emotionally expressive connection in your life. It's like, don't let the past hold you back here. The 10 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Cups. And then you've got the Sun card, the Ace of Swords. I mean, you can continue to exist in 10 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Or this week, you can just try to be just a little bit more emotionally expressive towards someone in your life, or a little bit more emotionally vulnerable with someone in your life. I think that's the key here. We've got 2 of the 4 aces on the table. So I think that's the key here for you, Capricorn. That's your message for this week. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, I got you covered. In the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, keep in mind, my love, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. However, it's still a good message. The message is intended to be directed to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you and your life at this time. With all of that said now, let's begin tapping into the Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the tarot card of the week here for the Aquarius collective? One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the Knight of Pentacles. What situation in your life requires slow movement and determination? And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Swords. What situation in your life needs to come to an end? Okay. Tell me why the Knight of Pentacles is the tarot card of the week here. So I heard the Amazon truck, and now my blink camera just went off. So maybe that's a message for some of you. Maybe there's something here that you need to pick up at the post office, or maybe it's sitting on your porch or your doorstep. Maybe you're receiving a delivery today. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Pentacles the tarot card of the week here for the Aquarius collective? What situation in your life requires slow movement and determination? One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. The underlying energy here, Two of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the Fool. Wow, there's your new beginning. Four of Cups. All right, Eight of Pentacles. Tell me why the Eight of Pentacles is here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles again. Queen of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Swords, clarified by Page of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Why is the Three of Pentacles here? One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the King of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Death card. And the Page of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Three of Swords, the Hierophant, and the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. This message came up for you several times in the past 3 or 4 months. So I want you to take it how it resonates to you. And if it doesn't resonate at all, look, I'm an Aquarius rising. A lot of your readings haven't been resonating with me lately, but it's still the message, and it's the one that I have to deliver. This is specific for those of you where you are in a third-party situation. It doesn't get any louder than this. So let me explain to you what's on the table. I don't know if you're the primary or you're the secondary, or maybe you're the person who initiated this. I don't know. I know that there's an ending coming to a long-term committed partnership. And it seems to be because there's someone else here at play. The Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like, and if you see my readings before, welcome back. If you're new, howdy. Please click subscribe. I feel like I'm specifically speaking to a group of you where, for me, queens exist in the present and kings take action. So I have you here already assessing this. You're either contemplating, how do I go about ending this connection and be with this person? Or you're sitting there contemplating and wondering, will this person end their other connection to be with me? That seems to be what's at play here. It's like you're daydreaming of being with a person, knowing that another connection needs to close. Again, either on your end or their end. The Three of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Death card. Someone here needs to be committed. The Devil card could talk about obsession, but at the higher vibration, it's Saturn, and Saturn rules Capricorn. And when Capricorn is committed to achieving a goal, it does so wholeheartedly. So the Devil in tarot doesn't always necessarily mean something negative or toxic. It could talk about determination. So when I see King of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles to the Devil to the Death card, someone here needs to be committed to ending a secondary connection in their life, you know, ending one connection in order to be with the other. And I feel like someone here is waiting for word that that's going to happen. Either, again, maybe the person you're with is waiting for you to give them the green light, like, yes, I'm leaving my person to be with you, or you're waiting for your person to say to you, yes, I'm ending the relationship with this other individual in order to be with you. So what situation in your life requires slow movement and determination? Whoever is the person who's closing out the primary Hierophant connection, they need to move slow with this, but they need to be determined and committed to closing it out. And whoever is waiting for the person to close it out needs to be secure in knowing that it is being closed out. And they need to be determined to be patient, to wait for that person to close out that other connection. I hope this is making sense, because I have you moving forward here with someone. Queen of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the King of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Wands. So, again, I don't know where you are on the triangle, but I have someone here who's waiting for someone else to make a decision and give them the all clear, like that Knight of Swords, give them the okay, the all clear, the green light. Like Four of Wands, King of Cups, it's you and me. We're moving forward together. We're going to build a life together, or move in together, or get a house together. There's something like that. I know these tend to be very specific, but it is creating a plan here and being committed to that plan to close something out, Ace of Swords, so something new can begin, something that is more authentic to you. And right behind that, can't make it up, I got the Lovers, and I got the Death card, and then I have the Eight of Cups. I was doing some astrology homework for the 12 zodiac signs. I'll give you a little insight into this. I haven't mentioned it in the other readings. Because if you're over on Patreon, hi, see you over there soon. I'm doing the Jupiter in Leo readings. And then on top of that, we have the full moon in Pisces, sort of closing out a eclipse season there in about 2 weeks. So I was doing like a lot of astrology homework. And the one consistent theme that kept coming up was a lot of this third-party connections being brought down to 2. So I wanted to meditate on that because I wanted to make sure I didn't have an energy of like one particular sign, like maybe yours, sort of lingering and infiltrating through the 11 signs. And then through meditation, and I pulled some different decks just to get a better idea of the message that I was receiving. It seems like the world is in chaos, and I think we can see that when we look around the world. The world is in chaos, regardless of your political view. And there was something here, like whatever you believe in, source, universe, divine, whatever, is looking to like higher vibrational romantic partnerships to sort of like restore structure or help restore love, and like for that to trickle throughout all 12 zodiac signs. Like that would be like a trickling effect, almost like a tsunami of love over the world. So, and then now we have Saturn coming into the picture, and Saturn requires higher vibrational commitments, whether they're to work or your community, or in this respect, a romantic love partner. So I definitely see this playing out in the Aquarius collective, maybe because Pluto's in your sign, and I don't know what your particular transits are and how they're affecting you, but there is something here about going from third party to two party, and that becoming like a more elevated type of soul connection. So your message here this week is whoever is closing this out needs to be determined to close it out in order to move forward with the other. You can't just say it. You literally have to invest pentacle resource. Like Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. High vibration Virgo is they can look at all the details of what they need to do, what they need to accomplish in order to complete this ending. And then they create a strategy. You know, I get a consultation with an attorney, and then I give them a retainer, and you know what I mean? We go through the list of assets, and you know, I serve my person, or I talk to my person. Like there's an order here, Virgo energy, and we have the Knight of Pentacles twice. Someone needs to create the structure and the plan and then stick to it. King of Pentacles, stick to it. That's an immovable king. You know, that's someone who then is wholeheartedly invested in closing something out in order to have this new relationship. So whether it's you or the other person, someone needs to be committed to creating the plan. Page of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the Ten of Swords, bottom of the deck, the World card. Someone needs to be committed to closing out a primary connection here so they and their secondary can be together. I'm not going to read it here that the secondary is being closed out because I have the Hierophant there, and that's long-term committed partnership. So I'm sorry if that's you, but there is a long-term committed partnership here that is ending. And there's something here about someone acquiring the knowledge, Page of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, how to do that, creating the plan and sticking to the plan. And you'll need patience and determination to do that. And whoever's waiting for someone to do that, Page of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and Ten of Swords. There's something here about like, don't just sit around waiting for this person to end this. Or maybe your person's waiting for you to end something. Instead, they should, Page of Pentacles, they should learn something new, make better use of their time than sitting there and watching their watch or the time on their phone or the clock on the wall, because the ending is coming to a primary connection. So whoever's waiting for that, you know, waiting for the other to do that, for that cycle to close out. Five of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Hangman. Someone's just like waiting here. You need to find other things to do with your time. Let's get you, I guess I'll get you two sets of advice for those of you where you are closing something out in order to be with another. 3 cards of advice for my Aquarians who are closing something out to be with another. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Pentacles. That's what we had here. The High Priestess and the Death card. Bottom of the deck, the 6 of Pentacles. You need to be committed to doing this. 3 of Pentacles is putting in the time. It is putting in the effort. And there's also something here about creating the strategy in secret. High Priestess. But not just saying to yourself, I'm going to do this. Literally putting in the Pentacle effort, to Death card, to close this out. For those of you where you're waiting for someone to close out the primary in order to be with you. 3 cards of advice for my Aquarians. Okay. The 2 of Cups came in the reverse. So this is what you're waiting for to close out. Someone else's, you know, connection. Someone's connection with someone else. 3 cards of advice here for my Aquarians waiting for someone to close out the other connection. One more shuffle. Thank you. Your advice. 5 of Cups. There's that Hierophant in the reverse. And the 4 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups. Okay, I don't know why somebody needs to hear this, but like if you're waiting for your person to close something out, there's something here about not, it's like give them time to, they're going to have to grieve this. Maybe you don't like the person that they're with, and maybe you are a better partner. But maybe it's true. I'm not going to argue with you, but they still will feel some emotional loss with ending this connection. And it could be grief, and for others it could be regrets, and then maybe they just feel sorry for the person they're leaving behind. So your advice here is to keep your heart open, King of Cups, to remain emotionally balanced, but to also be very understanding with this person that they are grieving that loss, even if they're the ones who are initiating the divorce. I initiated my divorce 6 years ago. A couple months later, started dating someone. Took it very slow in the beginning because, again, I'm processing a divorce. So it's like I wasn't going to, like, you know, get head over heels over the new guy. So I took my time with him. But as the divorce rolled out over the next couple of years it took, my person was very understanding of me, even though, again, I initiated it. You know, the marriage was dead for years and years and years before I filed for a divorce. And it wasn't a contentious divorce at all, but I still had to heal from it. I was walking away from someone I had spent 24 years of my life with, even though it was a bit sour there at the end, the last couple of years. So there's something here about you being understanding with this person that, yes, they're closing another connection. Yes, they're moving towards you. Be emotionally open and expressive to them. Like, don't cheer this on in front of their face. Like, yes, you're getting a divorce. There's something here like understanding that this person needs a little room to breathe and to feel the ending. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace. Hello, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your tarot card for the week of August 16th, 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it is meant for someone else to hear. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Also, keep in mind, my love, this is not what you don't see coming for the week ahead. I already released those readings. However, Tarot card of the week is intended to be a message to you from source, something that they want you to consider this week so you can make a decision that is best for you in your life at this time. With all of that said now, let's begin. Tapping into the Pisces collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What is the Tarot card of the week here for the Pisces collective for the week of August 16th, 2026? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your tarot card of the week, my dear. The Ace of Pentacles. Are you prepared to receive some type of opportunity or gift? Hell yeah. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. What situation in your life is holding you back? Ace of Pentacles. Why is this? The tarot card of the week here for the Pisces collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Are you prepared to receive some type of opportunity or gift? One more shuffle here. Thank you. Judgment. You'll need to make a judgment call. You either have this opportunity or it's coming in. Either way, a judgment call here needs to be made. Eight of Swords and the World card. I'm going to take them because they came out together, and the Eight of Swords is in your underlying energy here. So Judgment, Eight of Swords to the World card, the Empress, and the King of Wands. Underlying energy, Ace of Wands, new beginning, Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. All right, Judgment. Tell me about the judgment call here that Pisces needs to make in regards to this new opportunity, okay? Opportunity, gift. One more shuffle. Thank you. Judgment, clarified by Two of Cups, Two of Wands, and the Hangman. So there's a connection here in your life. You either have this connection already or it's coming in. You'll need to make a judgment call, a decision, if you want to move forward with this person. Do you want to work with them or for them? Do you want to be friends with them? Do you want to get to know them romantically? If this is someone in your life, do you want to further the connection with them? What you need to put an end to, World card to the Eight of Swords, because what's holding you back here, or what will be holding you back from making the decision, is the Eight of Swords. And on one side here we have three swords, and on the other side we have five. So there's still some heartbreak or trauma or unresolved feelings or thoughts about something difficult that you went through. So whether this person is in your life now or coming into your life very soon, they're kind of a little inconsequential here. The point of the reading is you won't fully be prepared energetically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, if your intention here is to judge this opportunity based upon what you experienced with someone in your past or with this person in the past. Like, let's say that you have a friend here, and at some point in time there was a rift in this connection, but you value the connection and it's still in your life. You have the opportunity to deepen the connection with this friend. But that won't happen if in the back of your head you keep thinking, we're just going to have another fight like the last one we had. So again, whether this person's in your life now or, you know, soon entering your life, who they are is inconsequential. The point is, well, are you allowing, or will you allow doubts, fears, anxieties, and insecurities because of a heartbreaking experience you had in the past with this person or with someone else? Will you allow that to sabotage or interfere with this new opportunity for a connection or to deepen a connection? Clarify the King of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Star, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit. Your message here for this week is, whether this was just presented to you or is about to be presented to you, your message for this week is to really focus on healing. I know that's easier said than done. Everyone always says healing. I would use the internet. I would use AI. This is what I experienced. This is what I still feel or think of that experience. What are some ways that I can begin to heal from that experience? An internet search, or maybe AI even, will give you some ideas on how to heal that heartbreak, because it's going to be individual for all of you. So I can't tell you what it is. I don't know if that's a financial loss. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's a loss from a friendship. I don't know if it's the same person who screwed you over that's coming back around again. But for me, queens exist in the present. They process the present, they process the past, and kings take action. And you're being asked here this week to take action to actively heal this, to emotionally regulate or emotionally balance yourself out enough so that when this opportunity presents itself to you, you don't sabotage it because of past pain or hurt or trust issues. Tell me more about the new opportunity. Who it's coming from, what it is, anything else you need to know about the new opportunity. One more shuffle. Thank you. New opportunity. Hermit, Nine of Wands, and Nine of Cups. It can make you very happy, but Nine of Swords, trapped in your head because there's a wound here. Nine of Wands, there's a wound here that hasn't been healed. So I encourage you to look at your birth chart. I don't, you can use any website, you know, free website. I would never pay for a birth chart. There's so many free avenues these days to acquire one. If you want to go to my website, you can, thetimeline.tarot.com. You click on Toolbox. There's a thing that says, what are your big three? Sun, Moon, Rising, you know, get your free natal chart. I would click on that. Again, it's free. Enter your data. I would look, if you use the one on my website, I don't know how the other sites work, but there's like arrows. You can like toggle between different sections of your birth chart report. I would look to see what house is Chiron in. I think it's under the aspects, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's aspects, but you just look down the list, you find Chiron, and as you go across, it'll tell you what house. And then you could do an internet search. I'm a Pisces sun sign. What is my fourth house? And that'll let you know, oh, this wound is in relation to self-worth. This wound is in relation to maybe a financial wound that you have. Maybe like you think you don't have enough money or something like that. I would look to see what house your Chiron wound is, because Nine of Wands is the wounded healer. And I would start working on healing that wound, healing that aspect of yourself, because you have something really great and it's coming via a person. Okay, and I'd hate to see you sabotage it because you're judging them either based on what they did in the past. I think for most of you it's a new person because of that Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. But I would hate to see you sabotage this because of what some jackass did to you in the past. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. Because you might get so whoa because of what happened. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, like the devil's playground. You might full out reject this person before you even get a chance to know them, and could end up being your best friend for life or a really great, you know, romantic partner for you. But you could instantly sabotage this because of a past experience. 3 cards of advice here, please, for Pisces this week. So the opportunity will make you happy, but another reason why it's being presented to you is because Source wants you to look at this wound and be honest with yourself that it's not fully healed yet. So actively working on that wound will help you make a very good decision when it comes to whether or not you want to move forward with this person. And even if you decide not to, at least it's coming from a healed place, not a wounded place. One more shuffle. Thank you. When we make decisions from a wounded place, we sometimes say no to things we should have said yes to, and then it becomes a missed opportunity or we have regret later on. your advice. Strength card, Four of Wands in the reverse talks about insecurity, talks about discomfort, mistrust, not trusting someone, feeling like you're this person, you know, is incomplete. Incomplete, that's different. But it could feel like incomplete, like, oh yeah, sure, they're being really nice to me, but I can't trust that it'll be long lasting. So again, it's just asking you to go within this week and to look at that wound. Lover's card. You have someone new coming in, but you might immediately reject this boss, this business partner, this friend, you know, something like that, this romantic partner, because of what you've gone through in the past, some insecurities that you have. So I would actively work on confronting this. Be courageous. You're tough. Be courageous and confront this. So when the offer is presented, you're not Five of Wands internally conflicted about whether or not you can trust it. You'll know whether you should or you shouldn't, and that decision will come from a healed place. That is what I have for you, Pisces, for the week ahead. If you like that message, resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.